Well, let's take a look at this, right? Welcome to One Crack News. It's your boy Carcino here, choking to death. But the show must go on. Now, Ellen Degeneres came out and told everybody in the world what we already knew. That she was indeed not a straight woman. She was gay. Newsflash. And not only did she say that she was gay, she was a lesbian. And she only liked women, which I thought that's what that meant automatically. And everybody loves lesbians. Everyone loves lesbians. So, now, let's get to this. Ellen has been known on her show, the Ellen Degeneres Show. She has been the face of many things that have transpired within the business. But people have noticed, hell, she had one lesbian girl, one woman, she went to being a lesbian and went back to dudes after dating Ellen. She was like, yeah, I tried that, and yeah, dudes are much easier. I'm going back to dudes. That's how people think, because someone is a lesbian or what, they're just fun loving and then everybody's gonna be with them. She's a lesbian, you're a lesbian. It should work out. They are, what women find out who are straight and they decide they want to go down this road, they find out that the same BS they were going through with the men, they're going through with the women. And the women are just some of the foulest people in the world. But it's this false narrative that, hey, they're lesbian, you're lesbian. You guys should just get on. And it's false. Because I've seen lesbians that I know, they more dog than me. They're not into, they trying to get 3, 4 chicks. They are entirely different. They more like dudes than anything. I'm like, you might as well just stay with the dudes. So anyway, Ellen was seen as the beacon of all lesbians in the world. She is what everybody wants to be. They're kind. They're nice. They give gifts. They have full of energy. They smile. And I look at their relationships. She's been married in a very difficult relationship. The one relationship she ended abruptly. Another one, it was just not good relationships and good vibes coming from that. But she's the fun-loving Ellen. Like, what? This can't be. This is like when Jim Carrey was out there. Now we all know, like, ooh, Jim Carrey. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a little scary. And now Ellen is starting to have some of those bloom come off of the rose of what is the biggest perpetuated lie that's out there. The Ellen DeGeneres Show had an former employee come out and talk about the toxic work culture. And it was detailed. Sorry about that. Ellen and her executive producers created a toxic work environment. One employee went on the record, anonymously, of course. Ain't gonna take them long to figure out who that is. For fear of his retribution from Ellen and in the industry at large, describing a work environment filled with racism, fear, and intimidation. He claims, or she claims, they were fired for taking bereavement days and medical leave, instructed to delete the GoFundMe pages they started in order to pay for medical bills not covered by health insurance, and they received from the show, and were instructed not to talk to Ellen if they saw her in the office. That be kind BS that they talk about, that only happens when the cameras are rolling. It's all for the show. And they say, I know Ellen gives money to people, help them out, but it's for show. A black woman who worked for Ellen for a year and a half says she experienced racist comments, actions, and microaggressions. I haven't heard microaggressions in years. Recalling the time when she was the writer on the show, claimed to not know who she was because they only know the names of the white people who worked there, as well as a time when she was a senior level producer. She wasn't. A senior level producer came to her and told her a black employee, oh wow, you both have box braids. I hope we don't get you confused. When she spoke up about the discrimination, her colleagues began to distance themselves from her and refer to her as the PC police. And all of this is happening under Ellen's watch, right? Now, nothing positive is going to be said about Ellen, but the bulk of the stuff is directed at her and her executive producers and other senior managers who are more directly responsible for the day-to-day actions. She is aware of all of this and she's doing nothing. Over the course of 20 years, 3,000 episodes, and employing over 1,000 staff members, they said, we strive to create an open, safe, and inclusive work environment. We are truly heartbroken and sorry to learn that even one person in our production family has had a negative experience. It's not who we are and not who we strive to be and not the mission of Ellen has set for us. For the record, the day-to-day responsibilities of the Ellen Show is completely on us. We take all of this very seriously and we realize, as many in the world are learning, that we need to do better. And we're committing to do better and we will do better. So are you saying that there was a problem? Hmm? Oh, you gonna do better? Hmm? You believe all that fluff? That was the most fluffiest piece I've ever seen put out in the world. I would have smelt BS from the moment they said the very first words of we have strived to create an open and safe and inclusive work. Man, that's bull. I'd have stopped right there. See, some of the employees claim that those who have submitted the toxic workplace and that whole environment and didn't speak up received perks, including new iPhones. They got JetBlue gift cards for their plane rides or whatever they want to go. and other things that the show keep giving them from its sponsors. Now, they say we got all this kind of, this isn't normal, man. Feeling about how people get treated there, man. And there's this ushering out the door, or your contract isn't renewed the minute you ruffle anyone's feather, or you don't show up, that you're extremely grateful and appreciative to work there. This is the narrative that's in Hollywood, people. Let me explain to you guys who are in the staff, and if you're not a producer of the show and things of that nature, and people saying you shouldn't have to deal with this in the work environment, it's called work. Okay? You're in Hollywood, and you're trying to get Hollywood to shape up and ship right. It's never going to shape up and ship right because it was built on this. If they shaped up and shipped right and actually did what they were supposed to do, gave people awards based on the actual merit, got people hired on actual talent, and did all of these wonderful things, that is the right way, would Hollywood make money? Would people make money? Some, but not what they would have made had they not made the kind of ruthless moves that they make. I'm not apologetic for it. I'm just saying this is the business. It's nasty. It's cruel. It's vicious. And those who couldn't survive it, and they couldn't stand being yelled at, they couldn't stand that, they shake up and break up, then you need to go work for Comcast or somebody. You need to go work in a nice, friendly, nonprofit organization and go over there and do that type of work where you guys, collect money for flowers or something, because it's not going to be for you. I'm just saying. If you going in there with I want to do some We Are the World work in a Hollywood studio that they could replace you in 5 seconds and have another person in there to take your place, then good luck to you. The best thing you could do is to do something or have a talent and something that you bring to the table that no one else could do. Once you achieve that, then you become something of value to the company. Okay? I think I've seen it somewhere, or maybe a movie I've seen. Can't really recall it, but it was very powerful. A man put a penny on the table and said, "This is your worth to the company." Slid it over to him and said, "This is the money you brought into this company. This whole table represents the net worth of the company. And this is your contribution. In case you ever get confused into thinking that you make this company run, just you." And that's a very true statement. And I'm not saying that the mistreatment and in the workplace and all this stuff it shouldn't go on and all this stuff, and I'm saying just deal with it and all that. Look, if they don't respect you and they go to a certain extreme, but when it gets to a point where, oh well, they talked about my hair and I don't know about this environment, get you another job. Leave. Find a place to go and say, you know, I'm thinking of a transfer. That'd probably be better for me. Work on another set. But the culture is not going to change. You're not in a position to change the culture. People want to do something right away. You got to get to a certain position before you're able to make some real change. You got to have some real influence. Get close to people that have the influence. Friend them and saying, look, we got to kind of change this environment that's going on in here. And then you got to start building things. You know, you got to get your numbers up. Because you by yourself, you know what you're going to do? Get fired and complain about it. And it goes nowhere. Now you got all these people mad at Ellen. And Ellen's going to say, I don't have anything to do with it. I never spoke to him. Why do you think that rule is in place? Because that's how it works. There's plenty of people that says Ellen is rude, Ellen is a mean person. Now I believe it. Her dating history tells me this. So I already knew that this was a front that we were seeing. Just like with Jim Carrey, you always saw him as happy and he was a great actor, great performer. He's always on. We think this is how Jim Carrey is all the time. And Jim Carrey was not. Jim Carrey was angry, mad, drunk. You know, and his relationships reflected. So you go, man, this dude got problems. So just because Ellen's a lesbian doesn't mean that they're all fun-loving and nice, sweet, and kind. One Crack News, I'm out. Don't forget to subscribe. You want to support my page, hit my Cash App up. Carcino's the name on the Cash App. Carceno. I am out.